Welcome to the final part of Shadow of the Colossus. Be prepared for lots of cutscenes this time. Because this is our big grand finale for this game. We're breaking
I'm
the
loading up
cycle.
Tetris.
Oh god. But the cutscenes, they're pretty fun. They're like not fun, but they're like good. And
So these
think
blocks,
of it
these
this
fallen
way.
blocks, they're quite interesting.
Think of it this way. Well, there's falling blocks in this too, as we just saw. But think of it this way. We're breaking the cycle this part. We're no longer doing the whole listen to Dorman and then ride off on aggro to find and fight and kill Colossus.
Isn't that what we're about to do?
No, we're about to do it, but we're breaking the cycle after this. And
Yeah,
and
but not
this,
till after.
and this Colossi though is way more involved. It's like one big level, kinda, because everyone's always like, the Colossi are like inverted Zelda dungeons or whatever.
This was the inspiration for Titanic Monarch.
Yes. Yeah, it probably was.
Who knows?
And nobody that played Mania gets that because they don't. A lot of people don't realize that you.
To be fair, I don't think it's that well
thing.
conveyed.
Well, I think it is. Once you get to the top, you see the fucking face of it right before you fight the boss.
Yeah, but like, whatever. No more Sonic. Back to this.
Yeah. One thing I haven't mentioned, I cut out like every time I open the menu, because I had to kind of figure out where I needed to go on the last like 8 of these Colossi.
Fake fan.
Well, it's not that I needed to figure it out. It's because I always get lost on my way going this way on the map, northwest, because it's kind of a little bit confusing over here. There's a lot of different paths you can go, but only a couple of them lead to Colossi.
Yeah.
And you can easily accidentally find yourself looping through the different paths if you're not constantly checking your heading. So, yeah. I look at the map and I draw a path in my brain to kind of try and navigate this area. But, yeah. This is great. I think this side of the map is where the Eco Beach is on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like on the edge somewhere.
I was hoping to have played more of this by this part, but
of course
I've been playing literally every other game.
Except Penny. Because you're not going to play that either. You just hate the things that I love.
And this is why Sonic and the Secret Rings is the best Sonic game.
Went right over his fucking head.
That was sad. So anyways, this guy has a bow. You know who also has a bow? Turok. I was just playing that. That was fun.
The N64 one? Is that the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been playing the Night Dive remake, of course.
Yeah, the Night Dive remakes have been fucking stellar so far. So, understandable. I didn't know there was a Turok one, honestly.
There's 3 N64 Turoks.
Huh.
Yeah. I think
Are they
3 is
all in
considered the best, but the first 2 are also great.
Are they all remastered by Night Dive?
Yeah.
Oh,
the current Humble Bundle for the Night Dive remasters has all 3 of them. That's where I got them.
Well, shit, I will buy that after this part.
$20. You also get Blood and Rise of the Triad.
I still need to finish playing the Quake ones.
Nah, Turok.
But Quake, I don't know, Quake is really good. I really like it. Probably just because
Quake is terrible at holding my attention. I like Doom more for that.
Well, you just don't rocket jump everywhere like I do.
Kind of hard to do with the grenade launcher. Not as kinetic, you know?
It's not as kinetic, but it's possible. possible. Yeah, there's the last few of the collectibles I'm getting. There might be a couple more trees and stuff in this area. I don't remember. Like a lot of the commentaries we've been doing for me lately, I recorded all this like a year ago, so...
This is why I record and edit parts like the day of.
And then you still somehow forget what we're doing sometimes.
Less often than you, bitch.
Well, you know, at least my problems are just the fact that I'm over-prepared. Hello. Oh, he's taking a drink. Or he was, until I disturbed him.
God damn it. I didn't think he'd actually shown it.
No, I showed it in, like, the second part.
Okay.
Second or third part.
Also, the water texture was glitching and appearing on the land, and that was funny.
Old game.
Hey, if that's the biggest of your issues, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of people who are more... Games are supposed to be fun-centric, which, you know, I agree with to an extent, but I do think this game is fun. But their problems are like, I don't like the climbing. It's not consistent, and it doesn't feel good. And, I mean, valid criticism. It's just the problem with Ueda's design, I guess, is that he intends for that sort of stuff.
The only game I played that I really, really enjoyed, that I don't think is fun to play, is Silent Hill. Otherwise, if a game's just not fun to play, it's probably not a good game. Silent Hill, not that fun to play. Good game, though.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing, though. Like, even despite
even the little I played of it, yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, even with the more, like, different kind of design approach that Ueda has for video games, he still makes really fun stuff, in my opinion. Like, it's not just about the art for me with these games. Like, they're all really fun.
This is not a game I see myself replaying a ton. Maybe about as much as Portal, where once I have the game kind of memorized, I'll just hop on, play it all in one session.
Yeah.
Something like that, but
I will say it is a lot of fun trying to, with this game and Last Guardian, trying to play it as much as possible. Definitely, or not as much as possible, as fast as possible, my bad.
Yeah, it helps because of the new Game Plus feature. Like, if I was playing it that way, I would never start a new save file. I would just keep all my upgrades all the time and just keep doing the new Game Plus.
Yeah, and then...
To me, that would be a lot more fun.
And then you get to the point where it's like, you know, 5 years down the line, it's like your 10th playthrough or whatever, and you're just one-shotting every Colossus.
If that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Well, what increases your power?
Huh?
What increases your attack?
You can get new swords.
Oh, well then at least I can just swap out the attacks. I was about to say, if it was dependent on like stamina or health, that would be a bit of an issue.
One of the unlocks is also like a harpoon that you get instead of a bow, and you can kill the Colossi from the ground with that. Just by chucking it at their sigils.
This was in the original?
Wild. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's excessive.
Yeah, this game really does... I think it was a response to Eco not really grabbing the more mainstream gamers, I guess. Get on the fucking horse.
This was a problem I had every time I got onto the horse.
Well, in the remake, they actually made it a little easier. They give you a couple more angles you can jump at him at.
Yeah.
But in this, it's really just from the sides. In the remake, you can jump at him from the back and like hop up on him.
Yeah. No, quick question: Do you prefer playing this game using I think it's triangle, but the Y button or the X button for Nintendo or Xbox and Nintendo respectively as the jump button?
Well, first off, dramatic scene. Oh no.
Rip.
No. Aggro, no.
Now back to that jump button.
Anyways. Well, I mean, all of Ueda's games, even Last Guardian and this, have jump on triangle. Which is, different than like every other game ever for some reason, other than Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for some reason.
See, that's the only reason I got used to it so fast.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it for control schemes that have so much jumping. Because it kind of, I don't know, it helps your thumb get to other positions, but and something like Devil May Cry, where I think it's the first game, has it mapped to triangle. I wouldn't want that. Not for Devil May Cry, just because all the other games have a consistent control scheme.
I think Ueda has a thing with making the button layout kind of make sense to whatever action you're doing in the game. So, like, triangle is jump because it's at the top and it's...
Oh god, nobody give him the adaptive or the DualSense controller and let him design a game entirely around that, please.
Well, we might be getting that if
oh boy.
If that's what he's working on next. But I
could see this man going crazy if he was allowed to make his own peripherals.
Yeah. Yeah, if it were like the old arcade days where everyone pretty much just made their own hardware for the game they're making, then yeah, he'd go crazy with it.
I wonder if he was sad that that during the entirety of the Wii he was still on with Sony. Or he probably would have tried to make a game for it.
Maybe, yeah. Oh shit. Okay. I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like well, actually, I really can't say that, he just likes the PlayStation consoles, but because he was on contract with Sony to make these games, so...
yeah.
I honestly, I don't know. Because, like, I'm pretty sure... suddenly it's very stormy. It's dramatic. But,
Oh, that looks like a shot from The Last Guardian on it. Like one of the trailers.
Yeah. It looks like the shot where the boy is like running and he like slips off the edge and then...
That's like one of the... I remember when those trailers came out and I thought the game was an Avatar clone.
An Avatar clone.
I mean, the main character kind of looks like Aang. Just saying.
And I just realized
and
also
Trico looks like Trico could be an Avatar creature. Changed my mind.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. This guy's menacing as fuck. Though I learned that apparently he was originally, even before they cut all the other Colossi, he was still number 16. So, as originally planned, this was not going to be the final boss. Which is kind of crazy to think about. What other kinds of guys would have come after this?
Yeah. Ooh, cool music track.
Oh yeah, this song is fucking...
very grim.
I think it might escalate a little bit when you get onto him, but it's still mainly dramatic for this whole fight.
Oh god, don't stick your head out, the snipers will get you. We're in the trenches now, boys. Shit.
More of these Colossi should have been able to shoot key blasts at us.
No, they just watched Cooler's Revenge. Cooler's Revenge, I wonder why that's on my mind. Hint, hint, go watch the last video.
It's not the last video.
2 videos ago when this uploads.
Yeah, I fucking love this track.
It's pretty cool.
This Colossi really confused me at first because I didn't see the like tunnels and shit that I was supposed to walk through. So I was just trying to mad dash my ass toward him.
When you get hit, does it just knock you on the ground or does it knock you away?
It knocks you back really far and hard. Okay. And you also get stunned massively. So you don't have a lot of time to react once you get back up.
Damn, he even knows where you're at. Just can't hit you.
He always knows where you are.
He's got the aim hacks. What a fucking cheater.
Yeah. And I think this is the only Colossi that becomes more docile the more you climb it. Like, he's super aggressive in defending himself right now. But once you start climbing him, like, there's stuff you gotta avoid, like he's got fire all over him.
But that's more... That's not really something he necessarily controls. I imagine is kind of the point.
Well, I mean, it's also,
he can only defend himself from afar.
Oh yeah, it's that, but it's also like, when you're like in his hand and stuff, like he'll just kind of look at you in like a more inquisitive, curious kind of way, rather than, trying to smash you or anything. So, and yeah, now we're in his dress, and he is now ours for the taking if we can get up his ass.
Perhaps he's a mirror of humanity. How we try to drive people away until they get close.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense, because he looks humanoid. He's the only humanoid Colossus.
Hashtag I watched Evangelion and I understand psychology. This music track reminds me of something, but I can't think of what right now.
It reminds me of peak fiction, because this is good music. And this is kind of what I was asking for last part, more platforming.
Of course.
Great. Super fun. Though, yeah, I will say, we kind of talked about it in one of the previous parts, but the remake makes it hard to see what you can climb. And it's an actual problem on this fight, because the rain effects, there's like fog and shit going on. It's really hard to tell what you can climb on this thing. At least at first.
I thought there was fire on him.
Well, it's kind of fire. Look at his arms.
Oh.
It looks more like fire in the remake.
I just haven't seen it and you had to avoid.
No, it's up on the arms.
Gotcha.
Oh, yay, we get to stab him in the spine. This is why he can't walk.
We took away his ability.
Shit. Yeah, you're basically just manipulating him. Fuck. I'm gonna stab him again. Or maybe not.
There you go. And he's just trying to nurse his wound.
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of the Dark Souls final boss. Plim Plum.
Plin plin plun.
Yeah. Hey, stop moving.
No, this is... Although, not really music-wise.
No,
but this is definitely different than the final boss of Dark Souls, because this is still that epic vibe you've come to expect from Shadow of the Colossus. It's just musically, it has the same depressing tones to it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'd say musically is where it's similar, but as far as design goes...
Well, I'm just saying it's like you expect the final boss of a game like this to be really, really hard, but it ends up being one of the easiest Colossi. In my opinion. Please let me do thing.
Yeah. No, this is just kind of that final shot in the arm of, yeah, you're doing something wrong here, buddy.
Yeah. Which, I like. I like for this kind of stuff.
Especially because your horse got maybe killed here.
Your bridge killed my horse. This is payback. The bridge that you definitely didn't build. And also, for some reason, stabbing him when you're in his hand makes him stop shaking.
Huh.
So it gives you a chance to stand. Oh, shit. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, he's really not trying to shake you off at all.
And bitch. Ouch!
I forgot that happened. Almost depressing.
Shoot him in the shoulder, you dungus. You forgot how to play it. See, he's like, his eyes are blue looking at you. He's just kind of like, because the eyes of the Colossi get orange when they're hostile. But he's just kind of looking at you.
Well, perhaps he also realizes that he can't do anything due to maybe his nature. So it's more just accepting. And perhaps he's just holding you up so you can continue to climb up. Just kind of looking at you waiting. I don't know.
He's a representation of what humans should strive to be. Not even something as small as a fly should be dealt with in such a harsh way.
But you also see him struggling a bit more as you get back up.
Yeah, but you know, if a mosquito is biting your arm, you're gonna swat at it.
True. But perhaps if I continue on my kind of assisted suicide route, you know, maybe he's now just feeling the pain because it's not an insta kill.
Or, you know, maybe it's more of a like Dorman maybe has more control over this Colossus, and that's why they didn't give it the ability to move.
Or maybe because once you're closer to it, the amount of power you have from Dorman inside of you is taking influence now that you're up close to it.
Yeah, or, you know, the fact that you've already killed all the other ones, Dorman has just, more control over things. I don't know. But then that wouldn't explain why the three Colossi before this all...
Well, you don't know what the threshold is.
Yeah, but...
Dope.
I'm laying on air. It's fine. I really wish that the remake just had the player ragdoll there instead of having the animation. I think it'd be funny.
That could be fun.
And here we go. It's cutscene time.
You guys sure took your long ass time.
Like, well, you know, we had to wait for dramatic effect, I guess. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I think in response to Eco maybe not capturing mainstream audiences, I think Ueda really wanted to make this game more gamey, which is why it's kind of like this repeating thing you're doing over and over.
Yeah.
It's like doing levels, and it's probably also why he added all those extra collectibles and the time trials and stuff like that.
It's surprisingly arcadey.
Yeah.
Especially Japan arcades, where a lot of them you can get a card to insert that keeps track of your progress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if arcades around this time are doing that yet, but I know they are now.
Also, this is just a random, completely irrelevant and unimportant anecdote, but have you ever imagined like having to walk like your physical body up some of the architecture in games like this? Because I always, when I played this game, the first time I saw that big spiral staircase, I was like, oh my fucking god, that would suck.
See, my sense of adventure kicks in, and I'm like, I feel like I can make it to the top and be fine.
I'm just more so talking about how long it would fucking take. Like,
the only time I think that is when I think about the stairwell climb in Final Fantasy VII, when you go up Shinra Tower. Go play Final. There's a point in Final Fantasy VII where you where you can either go in guns blazing and fight your way to the top of Shinra Tower, or you can go through the back entrance where you have to climb up 50 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
And as you have to climb up all of them in game, and as you do, the other characters in your party are with you, and then just get more and more miserable during the climb.
Also, Family Guy.
I was thinking more Yamcha, but
no, Yamcha's got both of his arms up front.
I guess.
But yeah, here we see Wander's body magically float into the sky, and then he falls from this big white portal in the ceiling.
Is that how he was always transported back then?
I guess. We don't really know, but I find it hilarious that Dorman just fucking drops him.
Oh, there's no subtitles.
Yeah, he's speaking in tongues. That's ominous as fuck. The way the music cuts there and you just see the corpse appear. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, they have the church organ.
Oh, yeah. And, now it's more obvious, but yeah, we got the full horns. We're fucked up beyond repair. Honestly, I think this game does a way better job depicting the destruction of Wander himself. Because in the remake, his skin kind of just gets white. In this, he's got like a kind of like rotting texture all over him or whatever.
Yeah, I guess in this he's supposed to look more like a rotting corpse versus in the new game where he's just supposed to look dead.
Yeah.
Which is newly dead.
Mm-hmm. Like, this looks fucking terrifying.
This looks like the first stage of Necrosis before it's fully black.
Yeah. And he's basically, as we're gonna see, he's basically a Colossus at this point himself. Because he's got the blue eyes. He bleeds black, just like the Colossi. And, yeah. He's now one with the things he destroyed.
Yeah. At this point, has Dorman fully entered him then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So just kind of waiting to finally finish taking him over.
I don't know. I don't know if he has to be... I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he gets stabbed here. Because this is the point where he starts getting taken over fully.
Oh my.
Also, these shadow people, I don't actually think they're supposed to be like the other Colossi or whatever.
Maybe they're the souls of the people who started this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Blackened themselves by their magic for creating the Colossi, I don't know.
No. There's always shadow people serving the big bad of each of these games, so...
Gotcha. Even in Trico?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Or not Trico. Fuck.
I mean, you can call it Trico, because this game is Nico. Eco, Nico, Trico. And then we're gonna get 4 Rico. Or not. They might just stop.
I'm trying to think of a letter for 4 that ends in an E sound.
I mean, you could just do Fico.
No, something. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Well, it's also not tree, it's try. So
Japanese pronunciation.
Do they say try is tree?
You can pronounce both, but if you're just going on the base spelling, you would probably sound it out as tree.
We're getting big, baby.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. You've seen this ending, you said, right?
I don't fully remember it.
Well, guess what? We're dormant now. Let's go. Though, really, we're kind of just acting as an avatar. That's what Wander is. So, Wander is supreme, and dormant is the end. I like the implication here, though, that Wander being stabbed and fucked up slowly over the game has caused his body to be so weak that he's actually kind of a useless avatar for Dorman.
Yeah.
Which is why Dorman is unable to kill any of the fucking guards or anything, even if you're slamming them.
Huh.
Yeah, you can't kill any of these guys. But fun fact, the original ending for Shadow of the Colossus was going to... Well, the original game story concept was them... As you killed more and more Colossi, Wander would, like, grow in size and progressively become more and more beast-like as the game went on. And instead of, being reverted back to a baby and not being able to actually experience the fruits of his labor or whatever, he would be a grotesque beast, still alive and conscious and whatever when Mono wakes up. So that ending is called Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I figured that part.
But I don't actually know the implications or how it would have worked in gameplay, growing in size, and
that's probably why it was cut.
Yeah, probably. Also, if you're trying to beat this game as fast as possible, just don't even bother attacking these guys.
Oh.
Because if you stomp on them, you'll just delay them.
Do they have to go through your whole health bar?
No, they are just running away. They're supposed to be.
Oh, okay. And this stops. This just keeps them from running away as fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you see this as Wanderer still in control, trying to protect her?
It kinda, because I don't think we would be able to control this if it wasn't Wander. I think Ueda would definitely do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it has all the same controls as Wander. So I don't know.
Because presumably they weren't going to let her be revived,
Yeah.
And if she was, would they have killed her again? I don't know.
And maybe that's also why you can't actually kill the guys, because Wander doesn't want to necessarily.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe it's just trying to be intimidating.
Yeah. Well, he also doesn't necessarily know that they're gonna, seal the temple if they leave.
Do we even know if Dorman ever even had any form of control? Was that voice just Wanderer because he had Dorman's power in him? But did Dorman ever have full control over his body?
I mean, he did say, something along the lines of, for thousands of years I was sealed away or whatever. So I would imagine Dorman was speaking, but I don't know if
it's hard to say because he said that whole spiel basically at the beginning of the game to Wanderer.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But now we're getting sucked.
Suck.
And slowly you regain control here as well. And you can fight the suck for as long as possible, but yeah, it's inevitable you are gonna get sucked in.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know if it is in this version. Yeah.
Okay.
Help. Please, I don't know if it is in this version, but in the remake, there's an achievement for surviving for over a minute.
Oh, how do you do that?
You max out your grip strength and you hold on to them stairs.
Damn.
For as long as possible.
One of the priests started this, right?
Yeah, it was one guy.
Okay.
The main guy, I forget his name.
How do you grip it?
With the grab button. But your stamina does go down pretty fast.
Will this thing just not stop until you're absorbed, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Obviously, the designers weren't going to give you a way to escape it, but...
Yeah. You can hold on to the edge of the ring as well. So if you mess up, there's a last chance, basically, that you can take advantage of. But yeah, I don't think there's really any point in doing it in this version. I think a way to just put that in the game because,
desperation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much adds to it.
This is your punishment for doing the game. Fuck you.
I'm surprised Ueda never took inspiration from like Flash games and Flash animations and adding interactivity into cutscenes. Other than instances like that. Or like, what if in future games you could press buttons during these scenes and would interact with the world,
Yeah.
Or like, if you do press the buttons for Wander or for your character to do actions, like maybe he'll pull out the bow mid-cutscene, and you can start aiming it and such. That could be kind of dark, though.
It's not exactly what you're saying, but in Last Guardian, there's a very scripted sequence where you knock something off of this platform to get Trico to go where you want him to. But then the entire platform that you're standing on starts collapsing, so you need Trico's help to get across of a big pit, and you do all that. He starts running, and he gets to the point where you're both safe. And to end that scripted sequence off, he does like a little cat shake like the head and then itch his ear. I happened to be holding his head when he did that, and the boy just went fucking flying. I was like, Trico, no!
So anyway, she's awake.
I was like, yeah, hey, Mono.
Music, you're cool.
How's your rotting body? Is it doing well?
This is like Dragon Ball. They acknowledged it once and was never brought up again, so corpses can't rot.
Wish I had some capsules from Capsule Corp. Yeah.
It is pretty cool seeing her alive, though. Adds a lot, especially with this unique theme for her. At least I don't think any part of this music has been played before.
No, this theme was what they were playing at the start of the game.
Oh, okay.
It's also it's like the same song as the Kill Colossi music. Like when they go down and they're like, ooh.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this song was playing at the start of the game. I don't know if this is a separate rendition. They sound very similar. This one may be a bit slower and pitched down.
Hard to say. The soundtrack is on Spotify, so like you can give it a listen after.
Yeah. Yeah, this song or a version of it was playing during the whole opening sequence where we're like traveling to this place. And look, Aggro's alive. Let's go.
Yay. Never gets to see Wander again, and that's sad.
That's all I care about. Fuck Wander.
Yeah. She's alive. Let's go.
Yay. I don't even care about Mono. I just cared about Aggro. That's like, yeah, that was a big thing. I think we talked about it, but like, Ueda was surprised that people became more connected with Aggro than Mono in this game. And that's the whole inspiration behind Last Guardian, so it's kind of cool.
Well, because they do a lot with Mono, and I appreciate all the detail they put into always having her in front of the player after each Colossus kill to kind of remind you of what you're fighting for.
Yeah.
But the fact that you never get to interact with her still is a little bit of a dampener, despite how much they've worked past that limitation.
Yeah. It would have added a lot to the game if, like, maybe her hand was hanging off the table and you could hold it, like in Eco.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. The first credit is just game design.
Yeah.
Nope. You can move the camera still.
He is a game design. And yeah, you can. I did that because I was trying to find, I was trying to do the thing where I find the button that I can just press repeatedly that won't do anything on the screen, but it'll keep it from going into rest mode.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Yeah. So, not the right stick, but I think I'm probably spinning the left stick at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I never went back to revisit the water Colossus. I didn't know his body floated to the top, so I was wrong about that. And yeah, you would never ever come back to visit that guy. He's in a fucking secluded temple.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, that was Shadow of the Colossus. I think this is easily one of my favorite games ever.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the top 10 at least, for me at least. I don't know.
I have no issue with this game being in the top 10 greatest games ever made. Fully understandable. They outdid themselves in every way possible compared to Eco in this.
And, Ueda is a highly respected game designer. And he, inspired a lot of people, including Miyazaki himself, for like Demon Souls and Dark Souls and whatever. So,
well, no shit. I don't think anyone could have told you that one.
Yeah, but it just goes to show, like, even like obviously Ueda himself was inspired by Zelda, but then later on the Zelda
that's the insane part to me.
Yeah. It's just, he does good stuff,
Yeah.
It's only 3 games, but all of them are good. All of them I would call masterpieces in their own way. Not everyone would agree with that, but for me at least, there was, like, even the frustrating moments, they just kind of add to the experience of the game. Whereas in a lot of games, if you have frustrating moments, they're just kind of frustrating and they bring down the game. But Ueda's intended design has it to where those things somehow magically add to the vision of his game. So
yeah, the only problem these games have for new players is that they are very much older 3D platforming games.
Yeah. Even Last Guardian.
And just with how much more modern games have perfected themselves and kind of worked out a standard formula for control and such, it is always nice to see these kind of play these kinds of games again. It gives you a better frame of reference for how different 3D platformers can feel.
Yeah. I wonder, like, obviously we won't know until we play it, but I wonder if the next game will feel a lot more modern, because the thing with Last Guardian was that it was basically greenlit at the tail end of the PlayStation 2 era. And it very much still feels like a PlayStation 2 era-esque game, just with, nicer graphics. I think the way they handle the, like, key-framed animations mixed with the rigid body, like, physics type stuff, I think Last Guardian does that the best. It's obviously the most polished version of that out of the 3 games, which makes sense, but it still very much feels like this could have released a couple years after Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, they put in a lot of effort to hide a dick.
But since that game had, they did, but yeah, since Last Guardian,
that is a creepy looking baby. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They put a little too much They put a little too much time trying to animate its face. I think that kind of missed the mark on it.
He's also long. It's a long baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still, like, thinking, like, what could the next game from Ueda be like? I feel like it will feel a lot more modern, just because so much has happened between even just the start of development of Last Guardian and when it came out, and now it's almost been another fucking decade.
To me, this is kind of like the next, waiting for the next Metroid game, where it's like, yeah, I'm going to be waiting anxiously for it, but I will just wait.
Yeah.
And I know when it comes out, I'm going to have some kind of a good time with it, no matter how potentially bad it could be. You know? So you have a very high level of trust for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even unless it's like a poorly designed mess, which I highly doubt, the only things that could probably ruin it are going to be glitches.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know how glitchy Last Guardian was, but I think they've had a pretty good track record of keeping glitches that hurt the game to a really good minimum.
Yeah, I've played through that game twice now, and obviously this is just anecdotal evidence, but I never really experienced any bugs. The big issues that plague that game are just, what we were talking about. Trico doesn't listen to you all the time.
Except like apparently there's a way around it, so...
Yeah, even if you're, like, being very attentive to Trico, there are still occasions where he just won't really get what you're trying to tell him to do sometimes, and that's just because there's no, like, direct context sensitivity to any of the commands you can give to him.
Yeah.
So you kind of just gotta do what you think you should be doing, and
hey, look, life.
The game agrees. Yeah.
That isn't a lizard.
We're in the Garden of Eden, basically, at this point. We got Bambi. We got all the
This could be a Tower of Babel reference as well, but one that actually made it to heaven.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the area you can get to if you, like, max out your climbing stats.
Are the animals still up here?
Maybe? I don't know. I think the animals re-emerge after you've killed all the Colossi. But this is obviously supposed to, symbolize that the Forbidden Lands can move past the state of being they were in and, become new again and full of life. And the hawk that brought us in is taking us out, and it's beautiful. I love it.
It's a very hopeful ending, which is nice.
Yeah. A lot of... I don't want to say anything about the ending to Last Guardian, but there's Ueda always likes to, even if he brings us down really far, he likes to end on some kind of hope and hopeful dream or whatever. So, yeah, I love this song as well.
Good song.
It always hits me in my feels. And Jesus Christ, I have so much respect for all the people that work on games like this.
Third time I've seen director Fumito Ueda pop up.
Yep. He's got his little tootsies in every little pot on this game, which is good. That's kind of what you should have a director do. But
yeah, it's just a difference between a lot of Japanese developed games and a lot of Western developed games is how prominent the director is across all aspects of game design.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Unless you get to mass-produced games like Call of Duty.
Yeah. And in the remake, we talked about it before, but we get some reference to fucking Nomad Colossus and everything.
Well, damn, the hope kind of went away now. Now it's depressing again.
It just ended on the same shot that it started with the night sky.
Even if it was raining. I don't know.
No, it stopped raining before the final shot. You just weren't paying attention.
Oh,
I think they just wanted to showcase all the different weather effects that they had for the game at the last second.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Shadow of the Colossus. Like I said, fantastic fucking game.
Yeah.
So glad that
really cool.
we got to do this one, because this has been one of the most consistently fun commentaries for me. I don't know about you, but for me, it's been super fun to discuss all this.
Yeah, outside of some of the one-part commentaries, this has been pretty good for me. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah. And it hasn't made you want to play it anymore.
Oh, it's definitely made me want to play it. I just can't tell you if I'll act on that impulse.
if it's not really an impulse. If
anything, it really makes me want to play Last Guardian. But I gotta get that's kind of been the one I've wanted to play the most because it intrigues me the most.
Yeah.
I just don't have the access for it.
See, I played Shadow of the Colossus first just because I didn't know about the other games, and they had this nice big remake coming out on PS4, and I was like, wow, that looks fucking awesome. So that's how I got introduced to all of this.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I will say, The Last Guardian, once I learned about it, easily became the most interesting one to me. Just because, it really, we'll do a playthrough of it eventually, probably. But it really is the culmination of the design of these 3 games, and I kind of wouldn't hate it if that it was the last game in this trilogy and a way to just try something new from the start with the next game. Because it perfectly rounds off the trilogy. You got the AI companion escort dungeon like game with Eco. You've got Shadow of the Colossus, where you're climbing on these big massive creatures and
it's essentially a moving puzzle game.
Yeah.
Or a 3D platformer puzzle.
Yeah, and then you have both elements. You have the AI companion linearly structured puzzle game with the massive creature type thing that you get from Shadow of the Colossus. All that wrapped in a nice bow in The Last Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wouldn't mind if I'm sure he could go further with this design tread that he's been on. But I don't know if he wanted to do something completely new from scratch, then I'd be there for it, obviously. But yeah. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below of the Eco trilogy.
Yeah.
And we will eventually play Eco and Last Guardian. Don't know when, but we'll get there.